Good morning, everybody, and this is your Forex day trade setups for today. So it is July the 4th, public holiday in the US, so I wouldn't expect too much fireworks in the markets today. But during the European session, definitely something brewing. So at the moment, we're still very much range bound. So you can see we step up into this range, and then we step down into this range, and then we have another range to the upside. So overall, we're in a very big range, and I think the one thing you need to bear in mind is the weekly ended up being a pretty big weekly engulfing bar, and that's a bearish weekly engulfing bar. So we start dropping below 103.667, you should expect some more fireworks. Whether that happens today or not is another story. So at the moment, we are sort of testing another level here, and it's not exact, but that's kind of the zone that we're flirting with, 104.329. So for me, I think if we sort of reject this level again during the open, that would definitely be some kind of an opportunity to jump into this. But what you're going to find is a little bit of resistance right there. That's 104.199 or 104.200. So if we drop below this 104.200, then I would expect us to test sort of this area here, which is going to be 103.834. So stop will be above the high of the day, and a break or retest of either of these zones, in actual fact, would get us moving down towards the bottom of the range. I don't expect us to break through the swing low of Friday. Moving on to US dollar Japanese yen, pretty much a similar kind of picture brewing here. We've been big up, big down for 2 weeks now. Well, actually 3 weeks. This was even a bigger volatile week. But if we move across to the 1 hour, you'll see a very clear and distinct pattern brewing here. So the big question is that a triangle for a break to the downside, or alternatively, is it a consolidation for a break to the upside? Any break to the upside would have to be breaking this trend line. So what that basically means is the swing high of Friday needs to give way, and that is 135.400. So that is the only opportunity I see for any sort of structure to the upside. Other than that, we are looking for rejection. There's nothing close by for rejection here for a continuation down. So you may find that you've got a rejection brewing right here on this trend line for another move down to this trend line. Personally, I think I will sit in the sides for this one. It looks very clear to me that this is just a big consolidation area, and I don't like the way the oscillator is pointing down and the moving averages have crossed over. So that is all pretty bearish at the moment. So I would expect some kind of a move down. What you could do, if you are intent on trading this, is get to the 15-minute, look at the structure on the 15-minute. You can see there's a swing low here, right where we're flirting with at the moment. Wait for this setup, and then you're looking for a short here, kind of like that, and then you're looking at a pretty tight stop loss above the structure. But I wouldn't be doing it now. I'd wait for the European Open for that one. Moving on to British Pound Japanese Yen. Really been a volatile couple of weeks, and we had a massive week to the downside. Big problem I have with this price action is it's been slow and measured, and then all of a sudden 2 big bars. So normally what you expect is you start with the big bars and then you go into the small bars. That's more of a structured move. This is not a structured move. This looks like an exhaustion bar here. So there is a little bit of structure to the left here, and you can see where price has interacted with this quite a lot in the past. So if we pop back to the hour, that's what we're looking to trade. And you can see Friday, big down, big bounce off there, a big move up, and look at the oscillator starting to cross over again. I wouldn't be too surprised to see another move to the downside. So this is the line in the sand right there. We are above it at the moment, but there's also a bit of a gap to the upside. If that gives way, then you're kind of looking at a move all the way back up into 164, 649 area. I'm not so sure that's going to happen. Again, this is one where I would be watching the 15-minute during the open. So you can see we're all over the place here. So a drop, let me just do this. So there is the range at the moment that has been formed. Typically the Asian session produces a range, and that's our range. So we're looking for a drop below 163.014. Sort of a break and retest of that, then I would expect to move all the way back down to 161.874. A break above that and a retest, then I would expect to move to 164.649. So those are the two moves at the moment, and I suspect that'll only happen early session during the European session. So if it doesn't happen after that, I don't think it'll happen. Moving on to Euro British Pound. This is proper bob wire. Look at all these tails on the weekly. Tails to the upside, tails to the downside. There is no real sort of consensus of what's going on. But what we have formed over the last 2 weeks is a fairly big megaphone. So megaphones can carry on forever. So it's just the volatility just starts getting more and more and more. So at the moment, we're back in the moving averages here, as we have been above and below the moving averages pretty much all week last week and the week before. So a similar kind of setup here. There is a bit of a gap to the downside here. Where's my block? So similar kind of setup. Here's your high, your high and low there. If I just pop down to 15 minutes, you'll see it a bit clearer. You can see there's our range. That must just come down a bit. There we go. Break to the upside. I'd want to break and a retest or a move to the top of the megaphone. Break to the downside. Then you've got any of these tails here. Excuse me. That will. A bit of a frog in my throat this morning. So you've got any of these tails here, which will actually offer some kind of support. So break the upside retest, you're looking for a move to the upside. Break to the downside retest, you're looking for a move to the downside. Doesn't happen early in the session, then don't expect it to happen until tomorrow. So you're just looking for the European session at the moment. Anyway, hope that helps, and we will catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.